Hi everyone, welcome back to the Property Finance Podcast. And today I want to talk about, there was a little series that we did about 2 years ago, and it was called Day After Drawdown. And the plan is that we were going to partner up with a developer who was basically going to take us kind of through the process of what happened after drawdown. Unfortunately, with COVID, interest rate changes, everything else, it never kind of took off. And it got me thinking recently, actually, that would be a really either good episode or series to kind of kick off again. So when we talk about the day after drawdown, we're talking kind of development finance. We're talking what happens. I suppose this works with bridging finance as well, but what actually happens the day after you complete? Because a lot of people you spend 6, 8, 12 weeks busting your gut to get to the point of drawdown. We all do. And then it kind of hits this anticlimactic bit the following day where everyone kind of stands there and goes, well, what happens now? So when it comes to development finance, I kind of wanted to talk around what the process is, what you can kind of expect. And if people enjoy this episode, I think it would be one that I've got a couple of developers at the moment who are coming up to drawdown. Actually, quite a few developers who are coming up to the point of doing their first drawdown. It might be worth building this as a series. So if you do enjoy this, do please let me know, because it would be good to kind of get a bit of feedback on it and work out whether it is something that we push as a regular segment. So what happens on development finance, you go through all your legals, your valuation, your QS, everything else, and you get to the point of completion, the day of purchase. And then what happens the following day is essentially everything then kicks off. So that first day, you've had the money in for the purchase, you've potentially had an initial drawdown for some of the works that you completed. And what happens is you get yourself on site and you sit there and you go, right, this is where it all starts. And from that moment, you need to essentially have everything being tracked from there. So you need to be at the point where, for example, the QS is going to come out after maybe 2-3 weeks. You need to start tracking that. So you need to have essentially a drawdown tracker is what we'll call it. So what will happen is you'll start those works, you'll start lining up all of your trades, and hopefully if you've kind of had a decent run for the previous 12 weeks, if it's day one, you might have your foundations being poured, for example, or dug, and hopefully you'll have all that sort of contractual team coming in. So day one is going to be taken up a lot with kind of getting those trades in, started going, prepping all of your drawdown trackers and kind of working out, right, okay, based on what we've got as a drawdown schedule, what do I need to achieve in these next couple of weeks in order so that when the QS comes out for the first time, you can maximize that drawdown. Because a lot of people will look at their drawdowns and they'll fail to kind of plan them out properly and understand exactly when money is due. So by looking at you might have a Gantt chart or something else like that, but by sitting down and actually working out, right, what do I need to achieve? What are the points that I need to be achieving within this first few weeks in order to get that proper drawdown? Because the problem you've got if you miss anything during these first few weeks, and if you think, right, okay, I'm going to have a QS drawdown every month, this first day that you're on site, you need to be thinking, right, okay, in the next 28 days, I need to do X, Y, Z in order to hit that drawdown that I want to hit in order to make sure everyone's paid. You need to be ordering materials. You need to be sitting down and going, right, okay, what materials do I need to order in the next 28 days in order to achieve everything that I want to achieve in the next 28 days? So it's all about planning. And day one is where all of your momentum kicks in. And that's where realistically you need to be all guns blazing on site, getting everything sorted. So I think from what happens on day one, it's probably going to be the busiest day of the entire development. But I think it's a case of sitting down, taking stock, understanding what's coming. And this is why I think it'd be good to run this as a little mini series. Because I think in terms of if we can get an actual developer who's doing this and who can actually sit with us on day one and say, right, this is what I've done on day one. And we can follow that through as well. We can understand what happened on day one, what's then happening at each incremental stage as we go through. And I think hopefully that'd be a really good series. But yeah, in terms of what you need to be doing on day one, you need to be working out materials, labor, everything else. You probably do that before day one to a certain degree, but day one is where that plan is implemented. So if you've created a plan, that's where it needs to come in and getting everything kicked off as best you can. So let me know if that's going to be helpful. I really hope it will be, and let's put something together on that if enough people are interested. And yeah, fingers crossed you'll see this little mini series coming soon. But thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.